All right. Makwa ba ekoso damasi. Se mojebre ene yetina kopim se bepeje mo bedwam djumedi. So ebra so se dey pense mu djumedi ne ebro make out say Lucky Herbal for onadarama. Sabia sonko abra odi wani kire ho no. Na yade bia na ene odi asie woni pedue nem no. Yade bia ahodwo no na wonu tu asie prekope ama. Lucky Herbal se wo namu yade a eno achi nyodwe ewo so eno achi usisi oya anase wapono waposo no ugina ho a eyina yi Lucky Herbal adarama ne yade bia ada ne kranko bia no omi ye firi ho e dia ma first number si 0243 20 1244 0243 20 1244 and 0242 758231 and 0242 238745 na on Lucky Herbal for any sa enkita hone insa osui onada roma Monday to Friday empense mojumedi no ye de bro make house on the 18th so ekopem the 22nd of this very month multi TV discount fair no Basso Pavilion A or trade fair wa opeso ujira bia baako na otimi du dwa nyina no ho ana wo so otimi ede woni kire na akudi dwa na nya no kwa wudi dwa no na ushia nipa bi no so ne won nkomo na ofa other business contacts na ushia nipa 224 na o sepe ho utie dwompa na ojiwani enunti nyina nkamfo no so kwa no ebo a yede ma wo ho no so no eda form kra at discounted rates in kwa and the bounty afi uto obonya ne oma dia odi wani kire pavilion a trade fair multi TV discount fair no yede ebro ni o text message line 1760 Fabre na intimin kinkai enso emau entem adapay ense ufoni emiensa yehwe se ebre ne my kwa bitimi etu ni nyina ho anamona engineers and planners ona na montu ona tu se sikasunu bi a ona de eye merchant bank no ona hye se sa merchant bank no onu tua enisa ebehwe ho asmaka se yetua de a na merchant bank ton na ye ton ehun bekwa akohia bi ma na wono so onda so de kanu so no de ne ye engineers and planners etu anamo a wono aka so de ne be ye bank ne kura no ehun hia se chinchin a ye to ana anase atompo deda ti de kan de ka de ka keke ebe kire adwen ewo enu achi so no area Canada Japan wakasa na oka kire MPP amanyuko ni titu eye mpanyifo ne se so won ahwe na won antutu omu nyoma yi a ene ade efe be yomutan ade potin be pa na oka wase MPP amanyuko no aye na ntwibili na ne oma hyehyem ani na wo nso asere nyina ya pacha ho asem na oka ya na ye gibire na nso ahwe ho asmaka na president mama so na so se Ghana fo asante nkai ade kakra bi na refie ho enti eno so ye be hwese your short memory a ye be hwe de enti na your short memory na de na e koso so a president susu se bia ye hunsu ye behave se ye hu Lucky Herbal Clinic for one adaroma anasa imedi ye de ebro adopay na me Adom yansaka eye ruling National Democratic Congress NDC amanyuku no one church of abedi ekire era Kofi Adams owa bogode ye hwe nim se honorable Kennedy akompreko e Japan enso eba beka yensa ewa nim se bigeli se so otenasia ebe da di enso ade acho na yato aso aresa but we mu akwa be no say quickly I don't know what kotoko na
yeah
what kotoko
yeah.
Oh nice the league
na teams no mo a bit disappointing and akoye the nipa yi na kuma free football because uba local ha trouble uko international so man you so so high wo enti ama
Man, what is it? You team I don't know. Say no, say coach ni how and as a player na share.
Yama those times na yeka dey coaching sheda in here, coach ni here, managers ni here na say players ni here okay but me I see what man yama even there no coaching here pa because say coach ne the technical bench ni here solid. No, to me read the match ni here. Team no so feel good.
Okay.
Now, coach so or some level of confidence. The same confidence, so transcend into the players because on pede way BB now what the shape coach and also Enumunya. So I think it boils down to that. They need to really sit down and defeat now too constant. Since you acquire constant in their game. To win now is a surprise.
Man you umpire.
Yeah, man you umpire. To win now is a surprise. To lose is more assured. Like, well, Kobo Pena Sana supporters. I don't think that it's a good situation.
But by the local league, enthusiasm never.
We have to generate it. Look at the enthusiasm in as high as because we take the way more boy European League and the rest Spanish League interest Ghana for now yeko local ones interest even listening to commentary cry and now watching the play we need to it's part of the growing process that let's promote our own also because through that you better support young clubs if you want to see teams grow to become like the Delalis, to become bigger teams, or they support them, or they stadium. We need to put in our money, sponsorship. So there's sponsorship in the bar. And how do they get sponsorship? How does even the FA and support the main sponsor and the support? Now you have meeting there for a very long time. No move without the line, the main sponsor and the support and then buy. But I don't know whether that has been sorted out.
Yeah, quite many issues, but Nana has been also who fall under the category of more multi for hamper and Quabantinana.
Oh no, Oman Kade Mobian for hamper and co. That's the main user on mine Sika. Sika or in Yedino. Men found
who's the way of mine Sika.
Oh, that's how mine stay audit. Sikabia or minus Canada, Beko through auditing. And to say, in the course of auditing, or be with the hampers, no, they will give you query. And to men fa or minus come find your hamper. But so, what you tell away agenda, more ioncophobia, time of sharing.
I say former president money being kind of.
Okay.
But this time, be a responsibility not condoned. It was a kind of. Also, on one part, I check a card about all.
And yen do listen time Modi say gifts and hampers to commemorate the birth of Christ. Now the three wise men now Modi gifts no call Jesus Christ and Sana or Modi gifts no call. Until we are in a period all right, the yen do hon.
All right. And I'm sure what Kwakuma to your Dominic ne and Pedunia Joaquin Muna, Dolores Muna so. My expectation ain't quite high from the office of the former president. Yate. All right. Kovi, engineers and planners, Merchant Bank, Fortis, TUC, Andrew Awuni. The part of the OBA candidate. Maybe I will be doing. The news is that they've ordered the payment of 28 million Ghana cedi to the Merchant Bank. Baby, I be doing. Then I'll become.
Yo, minia ma odi kan minchia wait here for you also over here no pay na minka de. Bibi ayedui nka senka Merchant Bank penifo na omodano. Omu cooperative ya kayitwa sa level da. Because the very facility in Wama engineers and planners, Wama Mutumitia, $28 million kawi. Nanka Merchant Bank na Omoye Banka, Oyenya banking sector offering local administrative agent. Kasa facility, Omuna Omujitum there, Omubeye local administrative agent. Omaya arrangement, because answer na obeje sa facility, ne obi a friend due diligence. Obi in fanis ka kese sa fam real keke without checking. Ombe checki company nankasa, ombe checki transaction advisors, no more checki bank bena wo fano as wo local administrative agent. Omako through all these process, you do stage bino and a Merchant Bank nankasa chode. Sa facility no omuntumi ye local administrative agents biom. So without sa LAA no so wo so scanu unsaranka. and na omo credit line wo but credit ni ye accessible na nka saa sike na sika na ba omo di bi betua account na omo di merchant bank na ni aka no omo de akoka omo company operations no and a bank no so there be ye bi. Many of us were really surprised. Companies okay say musimu here me for so me share one and the okay another company in another bank, Intercontinental Bank. Omo process no so there your due diligence. The Intercontinental Bank no do they have the capacity there to manage our funds na omo ye pe ena Intercontinental Bank so Access Bank also omo beto so Intercontinental Bank be Access Bank. So once the ownership has changed because due diligence on Intercontinental Bank say Access Bank beto Intercontinental Bank they have to do another due diligence and for just this one facility because of the action merchant bank penifano ema 3 due diligence and bet nyankopon na yebeda na at the end of the day no sa facility naba ama engineers and planners no account na omudi merchant bank no omo yi sa account na free ho so omo ye omo agende bia na omo nka engineers and planners kura o na Ibrahim Mahama na president ninia na YSC na YSC na YSC. Now all that has come to a close. And then sometimes because if you look at the track record of engineers and planners in terms of one relationship with merchant bank and Bosiana or Mokobo, you could see that for the first 3 years, payment was even on schedule, despite increasing the amount now from $750,000 to $2.25 million. But when it happens that way, it muzzles your finances because at that way, will be $750,000. Then all of a sudden, you deduct $2.25 million from your account. Obama operations back down immediately. Very few companies can survive. So we go through that process. The loan servicing are shifted from 750 not to 1.5 over almost about 300% increase in terms of servicing would debt. It would throw a lot of companies out immediately. And the non-conformic and this engineers and planners you won't mean here 2.25 now. Why they went here the old 750?
Correct. That's why I can maybe say
because omo deducti 2.5 for some period. That's why I'm saying it throws your management and your operations out of gear immediately. Because when you're watching the operational sikabia operations, including debt servicing, and why you plan, why you be then all of a sudden we see now account now going to debt servicing. So you cannot run your machinery the way you should run. And sana ubenya sa even 750 nukura udibitiya. So we were just so lucky that company knowing the type of investment and they obey some time. Sana Monsabeka scan in terms of their own operations to pay this facility arrangement. Nanka na their relief bank no. Na why ye do cow. Yes, manage CK my na yemfa binfintia cow no mawa. Yes, there be menye. But thank God that we have crossed this level and engineers and planners, this year omoda omobeda. The young man Ibrahim Mahama oda obeda. Ni nua penyi so a ono so ye man penyi so ono so ye ni djuma obetuma ye ni djuma ye focus. But this year omo sorry kan engineers and planners and by extension Ibrahim Mahama na ka ho asem they should also look into other debts and bring them up. Yembisa onso did the bebre kwa. Ebinimu je one year 2001. ebinom G 2002, ebinom G 2003, long before engineers and planners no beji omode. Anti omusi yindi won echi. Don't win chest as come. And I'm happy that for this for Omama Honkwane won't take you over merchant bank no omoyo omagin there a cowbia be edin omubeji sa.
But is it Pepe Misabe won't says a bank at home?
Of course, that is how it is now, because that is the announcement. Because already, no, look, there are two things. Main principle in the state assets, my yenton, ye manage ni ye. Now, profit biya ebebano, eba or mine na ebenya fa so ye betu media ko other social interventions, no? Like in so sem we can't even consider electricity, even though it's very important in terms of development. For me, I don't consider it that very, very important. But in school, and school, and all that, a social intervention. And this a juma be what Edem Fasobe bring on minor, but to my I would go for it. Whatever discipline, private sector. To me, very efficient, and then can say, you to me, the also be called state agencies. Look at multimedia. Look at Baby Amoa. Look at your structure. But you are operating efficiently. You run various programs just within this small structure. But some of the public sector system almost operate similar situation. Or more huge assets were, but run any creative programs like Moyenoa.
Money basa. Ghana Juma, the show sir.
Unfortunate that Sajina na ye treaty yen colonial masters. By Abe Juma and your Papa Juma into yeno some way no. It looks more like we have carried it on. Now we've carried it on in a West form. Because those times are even colonial masters no so wo hono. They reward excellence. Obiye jumana se oye ni year when they na omo promote nipa no. But patronage abe so much in government establishment. Me opinion ho, me opinion oda no is no longer hard work. Akoye whom you know. Nipa no ye efficient cra now, nipa no ye inefficient cra na ye de no ishe. Efficient persons na ye de na kochi baby because you don't know the person. Say way juma, you don't run it that way. You never run it that way.
You're saying the more mama situation as a politician.
Muka hubi.
But say
especially no more in the media, the fourth estate of the realm. And no sometimes it pains me to accept that description for the media.
You live up to that.
Very, you are not. You still have a lot to do as a media. You pick things, you sensationalize them. When it is over, then you put it there. After the sensationalism, it ends there. We don't follow up stories to their logical conclusion. Sensationalism, boom, that's all. We don't follow. We don't do proper investigative reporting. Then we papers front pages of all kinds of stories and pensioners and omudima for teas from abra for first bank now can say no more issue statement that BB it's not true. They are not managing any funds. They manage data. They are not particular funds now work around more managing. But some papers have picked it up because of Biaka. To sensationalism. Big. Come and deny. Oh, my friend now or on funny phone. Text messages to your phone, it's not responding. We can do better. If I'm saying we can do better, maybe more platform, more. I'm talking about media in general. We can do better. More to me, and we are even adding more.
Under this political environment, not necessarily MPP, NDC.
And America more is being added. say nyame ya Adom na say you waive freedom of information bill ekotru na ebe actor ni nyina is to support mo ejuma amoye aban ye na adwin to build capacity onokra he the way a no hu nsem ya eba and the musu yenti but thank God that omo keep some record and they've been able to prove that okay this quantity of laptops went here, it went there, we still have this in stores and the rest. In the first place, why should there be even a confusion as to management of, because any one-time fund, Kabani and Ajin there, but if you don't utilize, when you because you have to utilize what is there. When utilizing your from back. So we need to shoot up. I believe we can do the media. I see. Because in this era of democratic dispensation now in practice, the media has a key role. The media should not just engage in sensationalism and not doing depth analysis, in detail analysis, following stories to
right.
Logical.
1760 your text message line February na yenji brain na intimin kama idi kai da to nim say ye hwe nim so na wo kan Japan ba beka yensa e wa nim say na abeka yenu akofia Adams na fe yetimi awie adwumadi ne kama intima text message nimra na intimi enkenkan ema na bibia ndi ye ko akwaje nkratu aba ye ba ye ba behwe President John Mahama, His Excellency, in some of that to just Ghana for Irifia the Entem. Na Oba na how ba community and Sebia, ne try a map power. Nami Adom, Anua Brassi, na we year for your cry, and Rechi, or sad the house for about or say year for your cry. And the area if he said, Eba can wasem. Eba head the president taker. Na Yatwa and Cobo did so. Yes, Adam as a Majibra Muguso, a impensem or Adom TV. So, but quickly, my main car will say, Biana Pentitier, or a year journalism, management information technology, a Konya Kasiabatwamo, IAC, one in the London School of Science and Technology, at the Sakonya we are Batwamo, said Brat, Nabeji, Titia Papa, or a year journalism, management information technology. One is our hostel facility, our call Biano. Uni haubia ukodanda jina etuetwa ugusu awoji nipa enti woni ji ho afre sa number si 0248 222 337 0248 222 337 and I said 0243 319 372 na one IACE4 eni gitahone sa so kama na bibia enti menkoso assembly so say oyo obi a pass asiato na watimi enya bre na watua ne kakra na abaye wa wode asase a ehon krata asem de echinye bia ni o maso sem bia no ntoko bia ni ho a na akonya kese abeto a say GKP Limited ese menkai wo say o pass asiato de eho ana wo say odi wani kire na okope bito na bibia konkai kama ono asase tetre a eda eye kojo ason ebe amasaban ho de okwa asase de border form enhye so edi go akwamatima mo atua no so no ekoyi eye kama enti no wo to wasase nyina echi documents ye wona wo kwa yo ehom krata sem nyina no wo sa ye e de ache okwa so woni ji ho so be to asase ebe amasaman area ho de fresa number c 0277 726280 0277 726280 and as 020 626579 and as 0245 5110381 now on a GKP Limited for any also one office so Copeland House next to ADB Adabraka Asem and Ameke Intino Akwenya Kese Ana Abeto Hamawa where and MRF 18th to 22nd multi-TV discount fair or trade fair Pavilion A ho ana ekoso nyoma papa na yatete so kama na bibia aye kama to make sure say obeko na wakodi edwa ho na bibia timi akoso kama nyame adma 18th ukwada day nim kopem the 22nd of this month koton kwadaro ho nyoma de wudi de wo hye de wo no ni nyina no unya bi multi TV discount fair no as ho de wo se koto ugina faako edi se adwa we nyina dia eno ne papa no Well, you're trying to come on make out say Deputy General Secretary Emma the ruling National Democratic Congress. You're Kofi Adams na bene wa. Share him say yeah, share this one because Japan ba kan yansa. But quickly enko ahoma so da ye ne area napo edwetwe nkomo. Ye hwe MPP no ma ebopie no. Is that what the party needs? On party a person economy 2016. You're a pogo on a pump to say. Very well. In common Janema Minu, you ever merchant bank. Baby, are you free? Ni baby, I do. The understanding says engineers and planners for Quano, they've ordered the payment of a car already. Merchant bank, no, say on a trianisa. Say we honor a baby TSC. Wow, man, you could MPP mu. Na agency work at but merchant bank for T's engineers and planners one kasa you have been a part of this whole exercise maybe I do at you saying
nema wati fuachi you say yakobe na wochi and I'm me ba se ba studio na do be kasa che ba merchant bank for T's make us all make us say we can be President Mahama akabeka timini ya ketwa Ibrahim so nkutie sika na utie sika wi a Ghana for you say bank no see eton na yi see eton it is ne nyame apwana se Ibrahim akutia o say snitch for beka at the kuntia umukoto merchant bank na mimi de na me kan masaka bio merchant bank ton o say President Mahama dey na tie if say you chrono and a possibility I drink it if I say bank no. It's a bank no and your bank out here ton we would don't come inside the ton chile. And then about to jack the KPMG for class that the valuation of crown man value the year. You confirm pensioner who seek at the Bank of Ghana said the kind media wish you say a pension for seeker and you confirm a top pension for bank and your money family and say I could didi.
That is so false. That
and also quite come Bank of Ghana, governor. So what? And the Munyambi are resign. I was like, why resign? The quite of us in Ghana for the Casayano. Somebody is huge in the Ghana for Casay. Only any more to that in the hotel. So when you are considered the call resign, say the pension for Chicago to say so much pension for. Then it's the car. You did talk treasury bill. Now, I won't see more about I don't get a winner. Now, first I have to get this. I come out now for 4 B set from a pension bank. Not be a press conference. The country say, who did the
indicated
era napo em say the whole Canadian war idea for phobia and ankata for phobia nim dia because but the me bisa say sika so na wo ka say yakofa pension for sika e dey control as if unyina so no dey because me era Kofi Adams na wa o say meba ebedi nkomo me era Kofi Adams na wa me say me ankasa na me dey kakra say the whole can meji ato be era Kofi Adams the whole can e kontumpo say enye sanity
the big catalyst Fortis Bank no omumuta obachia obuso wudi ekwa to Better Bank no you said the First Bank the dikai omu dey share pension sikana ko Bank of Ghana no omu na eyahu data management they told me
data management they use data in bank
they told me the First Bank asako fast can be the eshoso Bank of Ghana mu di no muta eshoso they told me the First Bank the kuta Fortis Bank this year omu boko to Better Bank
but there's some release a statement to that effect say omo only 40s
what's the
First Bank for sasema okay ono dia asema betu just omo the crata betu just enye no krense omo no only 40s
because bank we say omo kuta 40 cc ekoto merchant bank sir Bank of Ghana and the country government can country be a scanning fee and that me kai e beto ja say Bank of Ghana le scanning fee only be a scanning fee no one country na be there be mercy supi say merchant bank no kono diana because for because somebody have to kese fa Ghana e japa there MPP be 20 years type of power you bet you go for be abomu kwedu if you say you drop sure say no Ibrahim me ba mu studio because enye Ibrahim Kado na e de o se di hwekra ye hwe e tempeso afrit nam so ton ikono street ni foi o mo ton bank dia o se hwehwe e fi se o ka tempeso street.
Hello. I'm saying Yashri era
aeroplane o do sika pa ko radio station mu dia next person adwana which guy what be here if the side man dey na ko so which guy ni ama achi adwa ni bi do ko retirement ni service na why wo hono e ho about so bank any radio station any airline dey na ko so it is a year hwehwema Smith pay for any bank of Ghana pay for who was some catch or Ghana.
All right.
Merchant Bank report is there.
Merchant Bank then they say as we speak now, the information is that Enyadia Yaton at that final stage of due diligence now sana a German 40s.
Now you want to say 40s why president was over name port over 3 again we just to Mokasa if you can pay you for be also do money or Ghana no money. It's about 40 maybe down for say we capre we check the other capre free about to Ghana as we can say what you
your understanding is that Merchant Bank they call that
there become 44 parties of the about that and last week what is some more issue president
but say I don't know America say Bank of Ghana say still the process of due diligence eguso it for also cry now they don't mudi ko say Neton is in a limbo into the
look if the people studio me can say for nkasa bi ehu baby mu jina was ade if the pension for security ko pension for security ko top pension for bank e mani pa bi ensa wo Ghana and then obaba about this omu crap for the Merchant Bank it can also be it ever Merchant Bank in Ghana now so the American say Bank of Ghana e can governor can create Ghana for at a new day make them insist who pie the governor no odi who dia ko so resign and no pie one year wo Bank of Ghana wa and man governor bi ama press conference the governor bi press conference for who this kind of fee for who this kind of fee open your bank for bank to say $10,000 acquisition now shall letters I bet through and also be the $10,000 a draw now say the Bank of Ghana be see achu that governor bi abaka so be the top bank be 90 million Ghana you this kind of free back on faho hey yeah no
I see
the jomama na traho and I mean go for be abu mbe kakrakasa e di su ejiro modum kasa che Ghana for na me de baka on never or no any be busa na free ho.
All right, quickly, in our party, when I know what is our party.
If I show a party at Twaba, maybe they a constituency executive. We should Ghana ha, baby, you have to would be just anyway. Electoral Commission for crowd almost started in 1992. The Supreme Court would be this year. Judges and soon will be asking Umunya reforms because I don't want to
Supreme Court.
It is the MPP for a bar. A year giving the link in our Toronto. The pass the debate by BB Assembly. As I said, look, they share CC. Now, partner for the two months.
Bibusa, is there any challenge with executives or national executives in Kuntebubi as Obua or Mumbuma party na money to Abayana?
The Jews are the constituency as a national home. We have two constituencies we are. The executives, no, Omuko two regional. You have two regional we are. Assistant timetable, no, regional, no, regional and constituency executives to national.
Various. But
you require party the more access possible apunta. If you are also the idea now, you say party the Bishop Osano, who can see. I don't say so. You're paying up for the baby. I don't know to be more apunta there. Now, anybody do here.
But as it stands, Masha about to see a more dear free as here constro. Sen kan Kuntebu ye Juma and Sana Ebia more cocoa.
Obi Bakacho said, may the argument command we saw 5 years Juma. Party be our campaign committee. So big to our dear chair party is a campaign 5 years Juma, or the local campaign committee. NDC for no more campaign committee as a free anchor, Umanebo, and no Mudano. NDP for no campaign committee, what change our cone and pay you for Yaka fundraising, no Mutodano. It is a campaign committee, the Oti Kubusoma, my for campaign committee, and for MPP. But yes, campaign do not be checked. Sika, and your party or the check Sicano, or the Sicano, and then for a party or the check campaign committee for 5 years.
I see.
If you put the board and for me, almost put that for the ever. It's the national chairman, no, you're a campaign committee and the chairman. National secretary, then on your campaign committee secretary. No, be our rule openly. So be able to be quite well. Only you do because see the swap of future uncle. You must have the party across the Omega myself.
I see, but
say this Adom
me da se wa ode sanche mu na baba quickly over share in the view of Waunia how the normal Rashimedjem Honorable Japan's work say executives party executives, he's described them as very greedy. Omoya kronfo a omo wi asika ese dey party adwuma
obi na aka asabafo obi ho eti mutwe fredi pakro busa President Rollins cancer Jomama Abaye corrupt President Kofoye corrupt iti bi also be President Rollins ni busa na ni so ti a ode kasa
ono ma chokuku pempese onye ni package o MPP amayuko no I'm sure say say opeso yi ano
Jonke, o se ke Japan say sabi odi bibia komu ma odi komu mu na me nyina ho eti ye musa do say tie na odi koye na when na odi ko see the strap eti wa be china ho ya u ku di pa hu fia ya papa ye di na o so hwe so ku obi hu fia o so wo nyina so me think as odi nyina so o me hu di o ye ko see the strap official bakwaye body would be cancer MPP executives na maybe you kitwa bi tebe kra o hia o da hu da na koka ho it's a body di eche ana me
sanity
bi ma te pu pepe bi o ye ma me hwe da bi ka campaign ho ye ma me hwe
I see
o ra ka de ya ko it's what the family me ka sa asem de ho e bi so na no kredi wa ko mo obi bi se e bi abonji fa ko campaign na anko ọwọ kwan so busa sadi bagoza adi a bibre we are esi fa come here anku and then the go for the yesi it's just because opedi in somebody it's the change
all right oh ya do aseba MPP me say bi boko there
again now what ya mean to ya about busa question
oh me busa me say so what ya no na me busa say boko there
ya to aba na me ni dey train me and the question dey train me ewo Ghana baby do na ya twaba she see nyami ato super so aye be crep pop yi say baby back mienu mi set to ho a rich bi e do ho a ye ntui ye nie ye koso ho no enye fe but a little bit of the four party you know say the four party say me see sans seven ya to ye ko about 2010 sabi na dedi wum chase about we here 2 years no but wum chase the day 3 this is part the calling me tikakana akana enye no e be hwe CC amana yi
all right awo Matthew Poku prepare do do afro na po Menchia North yedasi Menchia South yedasi say also this enchiremu we abre yedasi pi but quickly ma men kenka press release the free First Bank for Waba also, the attention of the management of First Bank Financial Services Limited has been drawn to certain misleading information being circulated in the public domain. These matters, which are easily verifiable from the various regulatory authorities, yet the falsehoods are deliberately being disseminated to portray a negative image of First Bank. We deem it important to correct the wrong impression being created and clarify as follows. The managing director of First Bank is Mrs. Kokui Edu. First Bank does not own, neither is it a shareholder of Fortis Private Equity Fund Limited. It is a general partner of the equity fund and in that capacity acts as the transactional advisor. First Bank is well established and a reputable investment banking firm. It is duly licensed as a pension fund manager. First Bank does not receive an amount of 30 million Ghana cedi per month of pension contributions as been speculated. First Bank has not received, nor is it managing the national Tier 2 pension funds from the National Pensions Regulatory Authority. First Bank is an investment banking firm, and it does not offer banking services to Fortis or any other business. First Bank is licensed as a fund manager and not a custodian of pension funds. Although First Bank is the administrator of the temporary pension fund account, which is a data management function, it does not manage any of the funds in the TPFA, that's Temporal Pension Fund account. Management has presented the true facts to the public and would like to emphasize that should the perpetrators continue with the deliberate misinformation, it will be compelled to seek legal redress to protect the image of the company. Issued by management of First Bank Financial Services Limited, Mrs. Kokui Edu, Managing Director, Anna Odisa Abanti. I'm sure, I'm clear on the
number. Naso Dr. Naponumudina, or more kako, just there on create a certain perception because in your mark when you use Ibrahim bra munim the arrangement EMPI long before as I may betuja to pay their debts. The board of Merchant Bank are aware of the arrangement, they are aware of the program, but more pretended they be beside you. Many Ghanaians are no munim EMP program now to pay the debt. Look, Kwekuba Koba news file Mobeka Wasem Atema Omudidino for speaking the way he spoke because he had exposed Omu hypocrisy because no money. That's so no more your margin as if they Omu Yahweh. And one age man says Oma shift the assembly so anyhow First Bank. Oh, and no more they don't manage the monies. It's just data management business. No more. Maybe why they kako just so to destroy Ghanaian companies because maybe you pesa anko for no one and now you can't a political advantage. Why? It's not fair.
I see. Text message line 1760 NCBI EBPJ mu harim say na Jumedia one so to us. But if you quickly enquire your my excellency.
You want to bro. Mamenka nia eika. I'm surprised. The na pobra beka de bibia akoye. Se umami ewu. Na wonnam ho dada nkofo de umami da. Se bruta ma obi edidi woni mami fia. Wona ekombedo. Ade
unim bibia na poni.
Why? Kwashanti region, out of 47 constituencies, ahino mutumi omu elections. Out of 47 constituencies, ahino mutumi omu elections. Uko Central region, yedu baby na polling stations ayebe 76 no. No omu de just 43 polling stations. Edin ena photo region omu de buy. Meanwhile omu abaho ready to organize an election. Wo bankran ha nya omu ye ni nyina. And many other places. Now, I will say, oh, Bibia Koye. Near Honorable Kena Japan Kai, Mimi Jinasua Odeka, but he's not the first person. At Kennedy, say in 2007, and Obiko Kana Assembly, 17 thieves are meeting to elect chief thief. And young for the Omuka Wasema. But gradually, or more from their own party, they are giving evidence to this labeling. In Penifua Mujina elections 2007, December Congress, yama hon opportunity. There on Omunye Jumabi, no more manage either Sika na system B, enyo more modiano, according to MPP, no, the indication on Omoche and they have all failed to live up to expectation. The first one was Dr. Kennedy. Almost Omoye and the campaign manager. Or manage campaign here. Oh, sorry, yeah, book na Okochroy, chasing the elephant to the bush. Omo year no so he was one. na nu ya Dr. Prekuko kai there look imrena so there Ghana ana MPP or there omusisa nipa omotoman as flag bearer because omo or there omoto abama obi a Ghana for benya like some hope in that person obi beka there o mepede meba be yesi ana nipa obetumi win election in some omuka fa no ho o se sika mo de man there o manage this no wa manage sika ni ye oyesi ono so no ye flag bearer 2007 ono aso no ye the only other person so we nya opportunity to manage bibia enye ono ankasa ne de eye obi na odi share ne nsa de onye omusa anye ne ye wanye ne ye Jake obi chebilamte no ono so ka 17 no bi obeye chairman enti ono so managing fans enye ono ane de eye party bia na obi akwede oye bi ejuma man according to Kenneth Brown also is a thief. This special assistant there oye wi this special assistant on be yia no also on be yia no there asema Kennedy kan na nya no kwel also Kennedy ne kill airways and gas no and cause MPP won elections in those two regions and again so say and say ono ni kill away and gas oye subset say we have Venn diagram airways and gas no omo ye subset of all Ghanaians obi di koka all die be die also yenkunkum kofo na yenji power and ono koka subset say ono na okosi those two regions there and they all die be die there ekosi ye Ghana nyina. So gradually they are giving meaning to the fact that ye mahon chance there one manage bibia enye omwankasa omodia they don't manage it well.
MPP.
And that is what they are telling us. Ata Kennedy was an aspirant. Omwana omubeka no ho asem. Dr. Konedo Apreku oy aspirant omwana omubeka no ho asem. Jacob Chebilamte oy aspirant omoto abaman chairman manage funds now with Danewi. That's what Ken is saying. That you stole party funds. Benye Ken odi kanka sa asem o. Na group bi e di kanka sa asem earlier that they cannot account for their funds and then the rest. Well, this same platform may make so gradually they are telling us that indirectly. So when your opportunity to manage Ghana's funds, according to them, at Kennedy did one campaign 2008, and Ania Konedo Apreku did Doctor did one campaigns, and Ania Jake did party campaigns 2012 and Sano Mudibe Ghana.
Right.
That is what they are telling us.
That's what you understand.
Of course, that is what I understand. If you get the opportunity to manage the situation, and this is what you now what the year, that's what you are telling us. That you have opportunity to manage funds and you would no and fine baby. So it's a dangerous indication.
I remember I'm paying some workers, but my main kick text message or say we say ebre asu say yashase eka no kreno. Na emmanuel mamusu edaho ani nyina achikwa na say obi a yebre ho ase ene de anije mapapa ana ebebre we so de ode ba no so on de ogidi say president no onhwe kwa obefa so a obema Ghana akona nimi na bibia akonka no nyai kasa dodo no osenya ade a eboa ose ade a Ghana mampeyin o kasa dodo ose oye mampeyin onye kasamafo God bless na di we aba o say o bogoso and what you so o say dipaku a ye watch report e be see hu say NDC o say we want the NDC to know we are not happy about the current DC the Mercy Cratch watch report no mo dia mo asem nyina say nya dia mo pe no kra nyasa mo say 2016 abana hwe an makodi ngugu Sadik and the way free report so aba we so say me do NDC the big keke Aminu Yaya o wanchi na wo so dia ba we so say me Kofi Adams mobile number gezi na odi we aba gezi e chire no na wa hwese obehu kwa abafa so a obenya odase na say e ade oni di na chi we so say me Kofi Adams achi ye the body central adwuma no ye moa kra ye wakanyina say enya dia ye boa kra o say nka auditor general report e ba bai na nka ya ja daje na ye serialize na bibia no ye chechim kama ni hu omo a omo form esikai but enya dia ye boa we to say Musa Ira Kofi Adams say kwan me no befa so benya the number info Tony or KJB account on our day we aba no dey akire e be kan wasem engineers and planners omatua sika no say any abai bomodia na kutua get fund contractors
engineers and planners
bomodi kutua get fund contractors so eka we say opposition new patriotic party say obosha ase nipa binom so adwen atum enye party mpanyfo nko a ebi no chese ewura kere Japan ya dia onye ono nko a na anya saa kwa nko no betimi afaso a ode nkabom ebebre amanyoko no enti onto do boase ne kasem eno na ano so obi so ache na adwen wa ne se alaji Willie P. Ewo efie kuma anono edi way aba. I think there are a lot of good things happening in Ghana. The media should help build on the positives as well as bringing the negatives. Kofi Akama Adopay or the Kakreguya so, and then stop the over sensationalism. Anthony K. Bessa, Cape Coast. Anthony, that's it. So also Otre Wadre Kabakamanti. Manembra 1760. Nafi, but Kofi quickly, bo president issue, yin phone number, some kind, bo, we pet na maba and some president kind, and maybe some question, Nafi Mama, with you for so baby.
Church.
I was going through the brochure and I saw a picture of her carrying a headpan full of concrete. And I showed it to her. You see Mama Lizzie carrying a headpan. That's Reverend Nkrumah's wife. It shows the perseverance and dedication that they put into the building of this church.
He said if the country will make the progress anticipated by Ghanaians, all hands must be on deck rather than leaving the entire responsibility to leaders.
We look at nations that have emerged and today are rubbing shoulders with the developed world, and we say, how did they do it? How did Korea do it? How did Japan rise out of the ashes of the Second World War to become the second most prosperous economy in the world? Today we're saying, how did China do it? All these nations have done it because their people have had belief and faith that they can make it and that their nations can be great and strong. It is that same faith and belief we need to have in a nation like Ghana in order that we can be great and strong. If you are a nation of cynics, everybody is cynical and believes nothing is going well, it will be difficult for you to make it. You have to believe that we can make it, and we can make it, I'm certain of that. So if you look at the indicators, we are making progress. But until all of us realize that it is not just the leaders, but it takes every single one of us to make our nation successful, until we realize that we're not going to make the kind of progress that we are determined to make. And so, yes, the leadership can have a vision, but it takes all members of society to contribute in order that that vision will be realized.
President Akasa, Mr. President, your platform or Kasa Dodo?
Of course, we are Pinia. We didn't need the Ubetu or mine of one Kasa, one of Bekas.
You are Kasa Dodo. So, only a Juman or Kasa Dodo.
Now, President Juma Ben, now the president here. And your Kasa na president or the Okasa.
So, action and
action, man. Say Kasa and action. President Kasa. Na yejitum na ye nya president ka ene na ebe ma ya koyini ana president na onko fa shovel ko ye disen on fa trowel on construct school ana president no be ko oman bia ko no, the president gets the platform, he speaks and reminds us that oman say no mu ye nya gidie bi we should have some faith.
But I did any bar, na more mudi any more does the actually ya GDD and say nebeko. But yeah, also because
my more example be Yesu Christo bas says Yesu. One disciples bebre no monanti oyi nsenkyereni bebre. Udu time a obewu kra no o kansem bi kire na so afobi. Abra omochi na omoye na yakade na obisa one of the disciples also he didn't know him. They felt despair that it wasn't possible that one pinya why yes anya ma bebre yi kofobotu ma beche na aye nia omoye ichi otum sorry after the third day manu mu ko hu na ombebo ho amane later oyi ne ho kire they continued with the message. So one fansem no antoa so anko a kanne ye ni Christosum. So faith is key. And then the president eka enyama bebre na akoso a akoyie. It is say maybe uoba. Now maybe uba no ko school or ye be 8 subjects. Now or ye ade be in 5. Maybe 2 be onya there so much one no so ye a bit okay. You have to commend Abofrano for near oye. Now we to aman but se debia who focus in bibia onye ni year. And when ni year obeja ni oye ni year no I concentrate so much on bibia who bonichi so much na e hustle ako down. That is not the way to go about building a country. Come and think of how the president the president should work. Now, the president and Kasa, a Juma Ben, I expect the president.
Yes, you're sure for me. You must see that I am Kofano. Who had the echoes or grounds. Now, what a Kasa or Kasano say, I am Kofabi or sir.
And anything now, if you don't pick, say, President Kasa, now President, my indication, for example, President Akade, ma yemfa or my nisika, fine, yeah. Hampers, as example. There were districts bebre. Now districts be wo. Now omodi o minus card the year hampers. Now obi an sorry and free one beka ho asema president be there na what. So it is important that say President Kasa yen fan that is the authority speaking. Entinia president akano yen fan yejuma. But the president Kasa, nani awu betinu, politicians will come and rather reduce the whole thing that and I enye juma, and I enye say, so okay, abra president here, judgment debt commission. Go for ben on manka, and enye juma, enye bibia, enye say. But gradually, you hun sema a pay from judgment debt commission. Eyi a kwambi ama how and why certain things happened. And also my commitment there. Asema ebe free commission obeba no, but be ye juma. Say e kofa ebi no ho a omo ye juma pa omo far side hope also omo ye partisan, omo ye say. So I believe the president must continue to talk. President must talk. Yes, obetuma kade president must not respond to allegations. So because that one, I believe that president must talk and lead the way. There are two different things.
But as a PR rather than
no. President Bia must be also key PR. We on my Bia Nelson Mandela. Yeah, celebrated so much. In Rayana, you didn't see. You think that it is just everything about him that was, but there was a well-calculated program to do good PR. Or to the advantage of South Africa. South Africa, because Omutana ho take advantage that my some PR around this person ebeboye. And to be Mandela Bekobiano, Omubie dos in the man. 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 But if you run down the president, it's the president that is going to lose. It's Ghana that is losing. You run down president now, Ghana. and a year before and your president. Or no, at the end of the day, it will go on record that he has been a head of state of this country. But you're saying and I say you block doors. Now, President into me doors and one of the doors and I'm
life under NDC2, is it that hopeful?
Of course.
Indicators the way.
Of course. But why? Now we are. And then I'm some for there. We in the West African penny for now. Omuisha a binuma heads of states that and son and Mampeni Mahama bed Omabodam. And on pay to have a convergence zone. No Makotnaho. Omay imagine there be ye hunia ni pay yen fano as our leader. With him, no, you able to achieve that objective. Would you in there, President Mahama? Say on Yemi or there or ye or Ghana, ha? No moon huanka, has no kushia meeting or make a day DNM to achieve that objective. Would you then come by, sir? Omureti 52 African countries under Mo Ibrahim Dison, we came 7th, and you're the best of position. But 7th is quite good. You're working there, you will do first. But or bet it will take all of us a collective effort. But say, yeah, you be there, and President Ikoyi Bibikura, instead of us promoting it so that he can open more doors, now you're saying, when doors are closed to our president, it means the doors have been closed to Ghana. And it's a Ghana for Niman, Kofa, Omoka, Omu Yese, Omu, President Ikoyi Bibi, no Moka, President Ikoyi, no Mokano, Omuna, Omu blocky the progress. Ghana could have progressed beyond this point. So, because, look, this is a president that is a Democrat par excellence. Democrat to fault.
President Mahama.
Yeah. Democrat to fault. And you need, with such a person, or there institutions, and you build the institutions also immediately. Because when you sign the panel, institutions now, you take advantage. On force, police for the Munye say, judiciary, Munye say, parliament, Munye say, Munya, then they'll find a way of bribing you, like the way PC appeal for Rebecca, the Omokoton, Ghana Telecom to Vodafone, Ombinumuya, this, and they call them and bribe them, or no, okay, say, to more money. Baby, I want to use force, no more bribe, baby, I want to use force, no more use force. And it's a, when you're president, that is so open, that is a Democrat for me to fault. Now we take advantage to build institutions. Now rather, no, you are rather using it to pull him down. No. Ghana will not reach where it's supposed to have reached. Maybe in Cayenne that 7th position. But now maybe you're the first and now second. But Osan Yen Subainti, faith we need it. Without that we cannot, yes, with faith you can move mountains. But say we are watching the and a president can say, also instead of rather finding a way also be support it. Na adena ye no. Enye na woka. Enye ma. Anya ye ma also enye more mine. So the president must speak.
All right.
Onkasa no encourage. Yes, I would like the idea that say Oban for kanu ho asembia. We have others to deal with that. But they all can some Ashe Ghana for in a way that yen pick it up, that is one of the responsibilities of the
joining me now. Yeah, say life under NDC2. How hopeful is it here? Numbers here. Now we're part of the discussion. Our text message line is here 1760. Come on, you know. Also for what you enjoy. Ebeka ehoma. But see here, oh, be frame near the wrap up. Quite unfortunately, Robert in Japan. Antimi Ameka Yensa Ewahanim say. And I said, more interview MPP on all the 3 issues. Woman, you could almost equally the same time.
Karim,
good morning, that is saying.
Yeah, Komna.
Let me committee you.
Komna, and Kofi Adams in Kwanya, but now until Yebisano, we are now a jump wakoha, now a jump wabaha. Now, Kofi Adams, Tembia on Pine former President Rawlings Yasem. Into official former President Rawlings, the Ghana, no, but Ghana. Number 1, no. Number 2, what can a small show commissioner, no? No, they are called near my BPP, no. Until they are question a Yama Ghana. NDC party to be more Ghana.
All right.
More Ibrahim was okay. Come on.
And I was say, Christian, good morning. I probably say,
Bajaboko.
All right, Chris, you.
But that's a passage. Mamma and what makes it Ganama. Idia to you and MVP for the town with the team. The Ombay and the Catamagatan, the Yum, President Mahama, on that one.
All right. Yes, so yeah, that's CP. Text message was also His Excellency. Okay, Mohammed, good morning, say.
Back to you.
All right, it you.
That's a meda Kufiada and Tati, you are customer Watum, Uncle Slano, Mojumadin, Mo, my gun, and I, if you have a number, sorry, I don't know, on funny number, to Mohammed is zero.
All right, Mohammed, yeah, that's CP. Honorable Prince, my chair.
Yeah, on my end, not only today.
I don't know, Cosway.
Chia, Kufiada, Kofi, Yamisha, what he meant, and some power between you. And the minute about free when she has a kind of party wants him. The one who tells you, La Pobacaya, as a party, Nankasa, MPP particular, Nankasa, problem of what party, you know. So, my name on the Tomonomoya, and the position of Matrache, as Yoga, Napobacay, as you say. 7 Nakona Kasa or Naku person promotion and Naku Fado because Nipa 7 players said no complain. Plumbing now, check, the beer, the beer, who can say, yes, I found my room there. Oh, my, and say, enter it, makes them before. I want to know, one party, no, it will find to my person.
That's it. Isa, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Michelle Kofi Adams.
Yo.
Michelle Kofi Adams.
Ojo.
Now, I did before, what can I say, mine, one a photo of Musambu, mine, Anna. I didn't get you now, who got to Vodafone. You would the only year. So, now, Yada, Yenuanasi, Ibrahim, so I put you a Kana Amay.
All right, Samson, good morning.
Good morning, not to say.
Adam Samson, it's you.
My monia to my palm.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, Omani, Unim, Omaya, Sebi, or communication, will be.
Unfortunately, Sammy, Yaira Sammy, can text me that Kofi and wrap up. My His Excellency GM is not downhearted to face the challenges confronting the nation. We must accept this real. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Okay. Finally, Yemfa Gizu na Afiemba back to studio. Gizu, good morning.
Mina na je komla tante.
Nyame Adom Gizu boko.
Yo komla. Me do sipa o akonya o de ma mi. Komla. Ma ene ku fi Adam ti akete. Fidie no tama sorry na ne nsaro. Wo no na ndi simu no. Ye ku ko fa so a na ko fa so sane. Na de o ma sane ma no enti o ka do pe. Na Ghana ha ye tie no. Babu kwase ke otimodini ni di manu so a wo mani si apeni komra wo hwe mampeni a wo cha ko yejisia ya Excellency John Mary Mahama mata mampeni da wole sina na kan se tan ko fo we sero onu mo ye djuma pen they are mediocre kimbifo greedy bastards panting dogs psychophants bootlickers sasaminfo gangantuan criminals same old evil trust. Children with shakti. Who does that? Now, a dear boy, that
all right. But Mena was it. Go via up now.
The first and foremost, will be beside Mampini, Dada Rollins, or Beboa Ghana now. At least Ghana for now. Yeah, I'll buy baby. I know. Hey, Uncle, 4 young wagon in the 80s, no. Now we were in independence, and at time Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Jai, we have reduced to abject state of what? Poverty. Common Samina cry So Ghana was virtually declared a collapsed state. And yebefa a kind of a stateless situation. And ye be do baby ye elections to hand it over. So or more munim they should go back num ko bi so mo nananum na yenchwe hom some history. Apart from Temamoto way, na Ghana we didn't have good motorable rules. We didn't. And that was the state now ye be do baby ye dream. ena no be ka the judgment debt commission asema issue no eboya enye de na emwaye because eyinsem insem ipwe and the next time obi koye bibi sa
we
careful na yan no man so obi here bibi na ammo man na we have a way of investigating or a part of the process and the eboya papa. But last but not the least, to wind up on your whole listening, my number my number is 02432398846. Or a number or available will be very easy to get. But men sidubium or man penny mahama or yet nya or there or ye as man penny. Akase me ne also ye Badwam. Amania or yenu. Ebe so abapa ama oman no be ma ye ntena ho yen adwende ono no be nantin ye bibia including even cleaning up our gutters for us ya mapi no de obeye saadi.
All right,
so yes ye de na ye mfa
bono no am for so man no no
024 32 39 846.
Okay, all right.
Better ya MPP no so ya munya butare ma omo obi ka na sem de untumi describe nko for maybe say omo support na come back into omo stupid omo ye foolish omo ye say we use these terms na assuming na some we need bioma we expected as anko from ba be ejuma mo yen in NDC there we don't mind who comes ya ready as a political party ejuma na Ghana for the change omo ye beye until 2016 they will confirm us again to continue with ejuma na ye.
All right, yeah better was ye pese mo no is ya Lucky Herbal Clinic for one Adaroma ana yedesa adwumadi we ebro meka say yade bi adane kwankro da osubia no fakodom Lucky Herbal Clinic wono sa Lucky Herbal bitters bia eno so de e2 koko ase prekopekra Lucky Herbal wono wo gomwa ogwakrom woni ba agona sodo kwantempo no so kaswa nyanya adokwan so bi ho frɛ sa numbers 0243201244 and 0242758231 and I say 0242238745 na only Lucky Herbal for enkudi eye ensa also make out say on the 18th to the 22nd of this month furniture trade fair pavilion A and multi TV discount fair no yede ebro de nyoma ni nyumaku ahodo nyina ehia bia baako de wudi de wo hye de wo nom bibia ho a wo de ho na wo se okoto nyoma papa at a discounted price na also hotimi haro se bia onko ha na onko ha di bra na ehia ho 18th to the 22nd trade fair yepagya mu na bedwam de yegusu yenkoe